to the cloud. And let's let people in. Let them in, let them in. My makeup took 5 minutes because of the lashes. Just gonna celebrate that. Hi, Ed Cross.
Hey
Welcome.
there. Good
Welcome.
morning.
Welcome, Alora.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Ed. Happy Monday.
Yes, this to be working.
Hi.
Well,
Well,
that didn't work.
come on, it's an important day. It's an important day. You are working. We see your neck. But welcome, Kim. Welcome, Vanessa. Welcome, Dr. Andrea.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. It's an important day. We're going to get into some really deep work that's going to move the rest of this challenge for us. Okay. And we're excited. Come on, let me hear a win. Let me hear a win. One win is Ed's like pumping his shoulders. And I like when people move. And I see people dancing. Yep. Pump
Okay,
up.
Dr. Andrea and I had I don't know, a 2 hour session or something together. And even though it didn't set out to be an interview, I did get amazing interview of her. And we also did some sexy movement and we had a good time.
All right. All right.
I was about to mention the same, Alora. It was great. I have a plan. I took a picture. I want to post the picture at the school. I didn't have time, but I'll do that later. And just to say that your connection and what you asked for just started happening already in this community. And we got to celebrate.
I
We are
feel that
celebrating.
Celebrate
it's the up
beautiful,
in the
beautiful,
I
beautiful.
got some challenges in my life, and this is the high part.
This is the high part. This is where you come to refill and to refuel. And so, you know, the rest of this challenge, each day will be toward the goals that we set from today. And there'll be work session so that you'll know when you come in here, you actually move the needle. How would that feel to know every day in here, you're getting pumped, you're getting emotionally connected to your vision, and then you move the needle. Lorna, good to have you back. And we have a call with you coming up. I know you don't know it yet, but it's coming. All right, Abigail, when?
So I have spent money in numerous programs since 2020, and the needle has moved more for me being in this group and in one other than it has moved. I can't even tell you. So I've gotten so much clarity and focus and where I'm supposed to be going and who. I thought because truthfully, children have been on my heart forever because since a child, kids have been dying and they're going after the kids. And so I was thinking that, okay, so the kids are, or the parents of the kids, but it's not that. The session with DMA helped me figure out that it's organizations that help kids. That's where I'm supposed to be focused, as well as on parents doing the one-on-one like my mom taught me. But the plan has come into focus and it's come to the point where I can actually see it and move there and see myself there.
And that is the key. First of all, celebrate your sister Abigail, because how many of you have felt the needle move in your life more exactly? And the other thing is your vision. It's always what you can see. And what she just said, I can see the plan. I can see the pathway. That's why we're constantly reconnecting to vision. Without a vision, the people, what?
Perish.
Perish. Thank you. And there's a reason that that vision and what you can see and how you serve it. And, you know, this weekend, you know, I'm always going to talk from my own faith and I honor everybody's faith. But I was looking at the metaphor of Jesus going onto the water with the storm. Do you remember that? And
Yeah.
the reality, what was pointed out to me in the way I was looking at Joseph Prince, 100 Days of Favor, I started day one. Okay. So he talked about that even if there had been no storm, and there have been no waves, it's not scientifically possible to walk on the water, right? Like that was just additional, but it was when he kept his eyes on his Redeemer, his faith on the vision of where he was going and not on the circumstances that he did the supernatural. And the reality is that that vision and keeping our eyes on where we're going and on the one who gave us the vision, whatever that is to you, and stirring it up in an environment with people who believe that, yes, not only can you get it done, but you will get it done, because that's who we are for each other, right? You're unstoppable. Let's go, Abigail. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm loving it. Okay. Jimmy, do we have any testimonials that we were going to play, or we're saving that for next time?
I've already got the call in and to work on it.
Awesome. So, we're adding Abigail to
Yeah, that
that.
was a good one. Yeah.
Right, that was a good one. All right, awesome. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, how many of you are entrepreneurs because you love your freedom? Hi, Tanya. Nice to meet you. You're new in our mix. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. Yeah, Jennifer has introduced me to this. I'm absolutely new here, but I'm very grateful to be part of this group and I'm very excited.
We're excited to have you. All right. All right, show your faces. So where was I? Okay, how many of you are entrepreneurs because of freedom? How many of you don't want to ask someone if you can take off work to pick up your kids? Right? How many of you don't want to ask if you can take a day off because you just need a mental wellness day or a day, right? Not me either. That's part of why we're here. It's part of like the reason we do what we do, is to have our freedom, our sovereignty, our autonomy. So on that note, my daughter called and said she's not feeling well and I'm going to be picking her up. So who wants freedom? We want freedom. So I'm going to, yeah, so I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to change shirts because she doesn't want her mom showing up all out like this at her school. So I have a sweatshirt ready to go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start you off and then Jimmy's going to keep it rolling. Okay. So what we're going to do today is look at, you've been digging into who do you serve and what result do you create for them? And what is getting in the way? And the reason we look at what's getting in the way for them is because that's what you're the solution to, knocking down everything that gets in the way, right? And actually, from the lesson we just said, it's not even staying in the weeds with them. It's staying in the vision and getting them to the vision. So what we're going to do today is go a little deeper on what happens when you help them get what they say they want to get in life. So I'm going to give a few examples. We're going to dig deep on why. We're going to get into the emotions of who we serve and why are we called to these people. And then you're going to set a goal of how many lives are you going to impact in the rest of this, by the time the rest of this challenge is over. How many lives are you going to commit to helping get those results? All right. So I'm just giving you kind of the layout. Don't stress out, Adora. All right. We're good. We got you. Okay. So someone raise your hand if you would like to. Jennifer, you brought a guest. Let's bring Jennifer up. Spotlight me, spotlight Jennifer. Let's celebrate the community builders who share the love. Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'm gonna be the big head first. I thought I made a request. Okay, that's all right. I'll be the big head. Hi, Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us, who do you serve and how do you?
And I only figured this out because of this group. And I can say it fully. I couldn't say it for a while. So I serve women 40 plus with metabolic syndrome, pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes through a ketogenic low carb lifestyle and through mindset coaching.
Okay, so this is really good. It's more clear than it's ever been. So
Yes.
say the first thing, metabolic what?
Metabolic syndrome.
What is that? Say it in a...
It's a precursor to diabetes. It's increased waist circumference. The symptoms are high blood pressure, increased waist circumference.
So
high
can I help you out?
Yeah.
Can help you. I'm going to jump in. Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, when we hear a bunch of jargon, for some of us, I don't know what that means. So I may be a woman, which in Jesus' name, I do not have increased waist circumference in the name of Jesus and lots of exercise. But if someone is dealing with that, when they hear metabolic, they don't know that's them, right? So what
Right.
I would say is people that their waist is how would they describe their symptoms before they go get diagnosed for that?
Well, they're an apple. You're an apple-shaped body. You have high your cholesterol, blood lipids, your triglycerides are high, and you don't have enough good cholesterol.
Okay, so apple-shaped body, how many of you could see that? And have they always had an apple-shaped body, or does it come on later in life?
It can come on at any time.
Hey, okay, so see, not an apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Okay, New York thing. Okay, so really powerful is like I serve people that either have an apple shape or like you went from hourglass to apple and no one can explain it to you and you keep trying things, you can't figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, do you see? Like, do you see how that versus what was the first thing you said?
Metabolic syndrome.
Right, metabolic syndromes. I don't know if I have that, right? Like maybe if you know enough about metabolism, but now you're speaking right to what you're right in the conversation in their head. All of a sudden, your waist, it's like you're 6 months pregnant and you were never like that, right? Women relate to that, like, or men, right? Like you, like, and nothing's changed. And it's not your fault. There's something going on in blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to help you, right? So okay, now keep going. Say the whole phrase again, because there was something on the end that was processed through ketogenic. Yeah, go ahead. What was?
Well, my process is I help them through a ketogenic low carb lifestyle.
Okay,
And
so I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna keep jumping in because I got limited time and we want to be people. How many of you watching are getting breakthroughs in the way you say things? Right? Like we can always see it in other people more than in ourselves, right? So thank you for your generosity, Jennifer, and let me just like, I didn't even tell you I was going to go at you like this. So thank you. Okay. So if I say, and let's go to group view again. Let's put it in gallery view for a minute so we can see everybody. I want to see your faces. It helps me know how you're receiving the information if I need to add things. Okay. So Allison, welcome. I love when people are on camera. So if I were to say, I'm going to show you how to, in this 10-minute workshop, you're going to come and learn how to live longer, have better sex, great vitality. And I'm going to teach it all to you in 15 minutes. That's kind of exciting, right? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Okay. Or I say, I'm going to show you through flossing your teeth every day and brushing well, you're going to extend your life and you're going to have better sex. Then what happens? I already know about flossing. I'm not going to your dental clinic. Why? Because people don't care about the how, right? They want that sexy result. Like, what is in it for me that now I care about, like, so when you say, I want to take you from, I help people that are either apple shaped or they went from hourglass to apple and nothing's working. I want to help you get your waist back, eliminate your fear of stress and diabetes and and feel better than you felt in your life. And it's going to be simple. You're going to eat and be full or whatever you like. We need to refine that more, but do you get how?
Yes.
Let's say the original statement, which was amazing, more clear than you've ever been in your life. Let's give it up for like, it's a process, right? It's a process and clarity is power. So let's say the first statement and then your version of the second one.
You want me to do it again?
Yep, say the first one so we can as a team see the difference.
Okay, so the first one is I help women 40 plus with metabolic syndrome, pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes through keto, low carb, and mindset. It is boring. It is boring.
And I just want to cap out here that not only is it, I'm not going to call it boring. You called it boring. But what it is I may not know if I fall in there. I know I'm 40 or 45. You could add that to the Apple one. But the other thing is if I've already tried keto or I made something up about it or someone told me like, and I don't like butter in my coffee and I really love bananas, like I'm already out on something I know nothing about. And you actually haven't moved what I'm thinking about. Like people don't toss and turn and go, I have a metabolic problem and or I forget the whole phrase, right? They toss and turn and go, what is going on with this belly? I've got to be in a picture and my waist doesn't look right. I feel like an apple when they're there like, I don't want him to touch my stomach. Don't touch it. Why is her abs so flat and she's like 95 and I look like this? Why do I look like, that's the stuff they're worried about. So that's where you want to step in. Like what the actual words that they're using, and they may be using something different. I'm just saying the apple part, feeling pregnant, hourglass to apple, that kind of stuff. And the more you can dive in, and you can even look in groups, what are they saying? What are their complaints? And use those words to create your statement. So, and you also don't want them to make up, I already know flossing. I already know ketogenic, so I'm not going to go, right? That's why we don't give them the process. They give you the results and then tell you you're going to put butter in your coffee and eat bacon every meal and pork rinds.
Oh, that is not the way you do it, Adora.
But do you see, Jennifer, I have a version of a keto diet, and that's what stepped into the room because of ignorance. So we want to remove that.
Okay.
That's why we don't want to tell them our process, because there are a lot of versions of keto.
I understand. It is in the way. It is in the way. Yes.
Okay, so let's hear your statement.
Okay. Well, I help women 40 plus who have an apple-shaped body and are tired of feeling like they have a pillow around their middle.
Yeah.
And I have never once put butter in my coffee, ever.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm gonna defend myself in case you guys are worried. I'm taking you there. Yeah. So
Never once.
So the way that would be even more powerful, I love the laughs, is like, I help women 40 plus that have an apple middle or that feel like they have a pillow shape around the middle, whatever you said. That was really cute. I also love went from hourglass to apple, right? Because there are people that are really, that's so painful when they've had something different before than if they've known themselves that way the whole way. And it's still painful, but I'm just going to say, like they have I remember when, that they're pulling from and they can't get back on their own. So anyway, have that. I help them slim, find their waistline again, feel like why are they suffering? Again, it's not the process. It's not the butter in the coffee. It's the outcome. Yeah. The process comes later. Just tell them what is the outcome that you help them arrive at so they can see themselves. I'm going to bring you back to finding your waist again, your sanity again, your energy again, something like that. Ed will sometimes ask someone what they do and they ask him what he does. I change lives and wait for it. Yeah, that's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. I like the blah, blah, blah on the end. Okay. Okay. So go ahead, Jennifer, just take it home a little bit further.
Okay.
Once they've worked with you and they've done everything that you said and the ideal client, what is life like after?
Well, they'll have a physique that they're very happy with, and they're going to eat delicious food.
Okay, they'll have a physique they're happy with. They're going to eat delicious food. When they have a physique that they're happy with and they're eating delicious food, then what?
Well, then they can live, they don't have to worry about that anymore. They don't have to worry about the way that they look, and they can do how they're going to show up in life and make their difference instead of just ruminating on that they're fat.
Yeah. Yeah. So like maybe they ditch the fat talk and instead I'm thinking of something cheeky, like, the influencers like push off all the I'm going far with it. Like if they were an Instagram model because their body's so hot that they're like, no, I don't want to do that in my life. I don't know. I'm thinking of funny ads, but yeah. What are some of the words you guys use? Put it in the chat. How many women are in here 40 plus? Is there any woman in here with a pillow middle? Okay, you don't have to. Okay, we got a few saying yes, I have a pillow middle. So let's bring up Jennifer and Kim. Let's spotlight them for a moment, and me. I have a collection of pillows, Yasmina said. We're always hard on ourselves. And first, let me say we love all bodies. We accept all bodies. We change our bodies from health and vitality and love and all of that, right? So we're just having the conversation for the sake of clarity and power. Okay, so Kim, thanks for coming up. So what out of what we're saying so far really called to you?
I mean, some of the things that you were saying were just like, oh, I don't want him to touch me. I'm just like, I'm so disgusted with myself and like disappointed in what I've let myself become. And so how can you fix me, Jennifer?
Well, and if you were in the place of like the best body of your life, you haven't felt like that since when was the last time you remember feeling like the best body physique of your life?
I don't know, like 10 years ago.
Okay. So let's just say, because we're all evolving and changing, but the best, like you're in your happiest, sexiest, most beautiful, version, you've got your physique back. Like what are some of the words that come up with that image? Like if you were there already.
Definitely confidence and self-love. I put that in the chat, but confidence is in just going out in a bikini, not a tankini or or jeans, like shopping normally and not having to go to different weird
Jeans.
places to find jeans. And so it would just be easier and everything would feel more confident.
And what does it open up in those thoughts around, I don't want him to touch me, or I feel disgusting, or I'm disappointed in myself? Like if that wasn't happening anymore, what would open? What would be there?
I get more intimacy, more taking pictures of myself. Like I hate being in pictures. And I love my grandkids and we take a lot of pictures of them and I'm not in any of them. So more
Yeah.
presence, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Jennifer, you're hearing some of the
Yes.
outcomes, like, and the heartbreak
Thank you.
that you get to help people with. So for time's sake, because I want you all to get to dig in on this in groups, what I want to bring in right now, I know grandkids, right? They're amazing and beautiful. So what I want to bring in right now is a couple things. Jennifer, your statement of like, I help women 40 plus that have an apple or pillow middle, however you want to say it, that feel embarrassed of pictures with the grandkids around, that are maybe suffering in their marriage because their partner thinks they don't want to be intimate, but it's really they're disgusted with themselves. They're lacking, not able to put on jeans and always looking to hide out on the beach. I want to help you restore confidence, intimacy, be proud to be in all the pictures with your grandkids, and feel the health and vitality again without, and it's going to be simple and healing or something like that, right? Like
Wow.
you want to take it and you can work on that in the session again. But now what I want to dig in on is, are you starting to get the impact of what, like through Kim just sharing what the cost has been? How does that move you when you think about people that you're called to serve in the world suffering alone without you?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you, Jennifer.
I'm going to tell you something. She verbalized things I wouldn't even admit to myself. She verbalized things. I know that pain point. I know all of that. So thank you for this most uncomfortable exercise. But thank you, because those are my people, right? Those are my people. I can totally relate to that.
And now I want you to take it further. What happens because first of all, as long as you're not being visible, guys, and owning your voice, there were several women that raised their hands. Kim wasn't alone, right? So there were several women that raised their hands. There are, and that's just in this little room of how many of our people we have, right? So that means there are all these people out in the world that you could be the solution to their problem, but they're suffering alone, right? And so that's something, sometimes we're so in our head, am I getting it right? How am I saying it? What do people think of me? What's the money I need? But instead, if you can get on the other side, like who is suffering right now? If you know people are suffering, like you'll get over yourself to get in and solve, right? Like you're called to solve. So you shouldn't be just sitting around, doing nothing, because people are out there waiting and they're alone and you have a solution and they think what? Like, I've tried other things. What do you think, Kim? Like, what's in the way of you solving this?
Time, like just being able to do it all and have time to eat right and exercise and take care of the families and do all the things. Like it's just too much. Like that's just one more thing you're adding on to my plate.
Right. So something about time needs to be there, how they do it in a short time, 5 minutes, 90 days, 10 days. I don't know, something, your 10-day reboot, your 3-day reboot, like something, and you guys could workshop that out. I actually recommend that you be generous with each other and help solve it. And anybody else that raised their hands, they could help Jennifer kind of solve this. But I want you to think about when you help people solve this, what comes back online for them? And just one person, Jennifer, what comes back online for them when you help them with your solution based on this conversation?
Intimacy.
Intimacy, which what? Saves marriages, saves families, saves what else?
I don't know what else it saves, but intimacy. And also just getting their own voice back, getting their voice back for the world, because it's so in the way. And for me, it shows up as health markers first, right? So here I am thinking I'm trying to solve health markers, but really it's an emotional grab, right? Because that's way more motivating than, we know we shouldn't smoke cigarettes, we still smoke cigarettes, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Well, ding, 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 because even if it's health markers, why do health markers matter? Because they could die. And then who misses out if they die?
Their kids.
Right? Their kids, their grandkids. Like, that's what I want you all to do in the rooms right now. And Jimmy, maybe you could take this a little bit further. Let's go ahead and go in group view. Let's go ahead and go in group. And thank you all.
Wow. Thank
For your
you.
team that was vulnerable and played full out with you there. They were very vulnerable.
Thank you.
But so I want you thinking of both sides, like, and you'll do part 1 with Jimmy, which is the who do you serve and how do you serve them, and dig with each other, coach each other. No, that's very technical. Let's get to the outcomes. So that's part 1. And then later we'll do a little of part 2, and maybe some of it'll be your homework. I know you guys have to go to VIP soon. So you'll do this in VIP. Jimmy, I'll let you lead that. If you're watching live and you're not in our VIP, where you can workshop through this deeper, then do it on your own. Those of you that are not in VIP and you want to be in VIP, so you have someone helping you like that, I want you to dig in on that. Number 1, get your statement clear and powerful. Number 2, get as far as you can in the impact that you make and like what opens for the person. Marriages are saved, health is saved, life is saved. Because again, those markers, it's the emotion that moves us. It's not the tactics and the technology. It's like, I could not be able to pick up my grandkids. I could lose my children. I feel horrible on vacation and I'm always hiding out and anxious instead of enjoying myself, right? So you gotta get into the emotionality of it. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So Jimmy and Jennifer, your call. We're right at time to go in VIP. Do we go ahead and go into VIP for them to workshop it? Or do you want to work a little more in this room before you go to VIP?
I was brand new into the room today. Kristen, are you brand new? Kristen Ruth, you are okay. And then Tanya, are you? Who else is new? I just want to see like who may be new. Kristen, okay.
Kristen, and there was a Tanya. Yeah, that was new too.
Okay.
May I shout out to you, Adora, really quickly before you go? I just wanted you to know that when I opened up my Instagram and saw my own face come back at me, that's what this group is about, you guys. Adora shared something. I had no idea she was doing it, and it gave me content. You gave me content to not only promote, not even promote, just share about this group and to share about myself. And I just can't tell you how amazing that was for me. And so that was a good lesson to do that for each other and for other people. So thank you.
You're welcome. We got more coming. Okay, Jimmy, I'm going to let you guys leave because I got to pick up my daughter. If you all want to learn about how to be in VIP, anyway, I'm going to let you do it. I was about to take over. I'm going to let you do it.
Why don't we do this? You guys care if we call an audible and everybody we do breakouts in here, and then so that way Kristen can kind of see today?
Sure.
Does anyone have any objection? I know you guys are paid members and all that, but just so she can kind of get inside and we can add value to one other person's life today, I think it'd be great. That was amazing, actually. Anybody have any objection to that?
I don't
Now,
know
tomorrow,
what you're asking. What are you about Audible? What is that?
Well,
oh no, I'm like calling it audible. I'm sorry. Just changing it up. Changing it up.
Yeah, no,
Not being inaudible for your podcast and stuff. Sorry.
Okay.
Meaning like let's just stay in here and we'll do the breakouts here. Jennifer, is that okay? Can we just do that?
so what he's saying is even like Jillian isn't a member. We have new people in here. So instead of closing this room and only going to VIP for today as a group, even though you're paid members, can we agree to let the new people
Sure.
be here and have an experience? Okay, awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I will
All
go
right, guys,
interview.
I love you all. Bye.
Give it up for Adora. Okay, Jennifer, let's break them up and let's do, what do you think? 10 minutes for the first round?
How many people should we put in a group?
Well, if they're no more than 3.
All right.
Can we recap what we're doing in each group again?
Yeah. So introduce yourselves, and then what you want to do is you want to dive into who do you serve? What result are you looking to give them? And then what is getting in your way? And then the last part of that is what are you doing? What's the last question, Jen? What is getting your way? What's the last one? Who else knows? Samuel, you know?
What are the results you want to create?
The
What are
outcome.
there you go. So if someone could drop that in the chat, then that way it's in here. That'd be great. Emily, what was the last one? There you go. She got it. There you go. Perfect. How fast you guys are. Wow. Okay. So Jen's going to throw you into groups. Let's do 12 minutes since there's 4 minutes each. And then they can. All right, everybody. We'll see you in your chats.
Do more of it.
We should have recorded that. That was so good, Ed. Sorry about that. That was so good. And Christmas, thank you for helping both of you guys working through that. That was really good. All right, Miss Cross, Mrs. Cross, Kim.
No chocolate coming your way, babe. Just FYI. I did have to shut the door because we couldn't hear because you guys were so excited about what y'all were talking about in there. I had to shut the door. But Laura and I and Miss Sheila were in a room, and it was funny because we were going through our checklist, of course, and we actually were talking about people that we might not want to do business with. And so we had to narrow stuff down because of course I went at the beginning of the call and was talking about like, well, I don't like my body for this, I don't like this, and I don't like this. So her talking about being sensual and sexy in your own skin, I would be like, oh, hell no, you know? And so she's like, well, I want to work with those kind of people that want to be sexy and want to find their bodies again and want to. And so, but it would be scary for me to say yes to something like that. And so there is a medium where you have to figure out who you want to work with, who your ideal person is, and who the people that, or maybe even try to bring your message to a little bit of those people that you don't think you can even touch.
Really identifying that perfect avatar, niching it down all the way. You're right. Because if your message is too broad, like for us, same thing, like even in the DIVA network, we have you're our, of course, all of you are a perfect avatar for us. Like you're either a business owner, startup, already going, independent, you want to get to that next level, and you want to be around others that are going to be in a community doing it with you. Like how many of you are loving like being in a community? Like you wake up every day and you go, oh, I got my DIVA community. I mean, it's just like the way I am with my community here, in my hometown for our church and things like that. You're like, oh yeah, I get this is your tribe. These are the people that are going to grow with you. And so that's a big deal. And to help you guys really identify that. So that's really good, Kim. Miss Lynn, you're next.
Audio off. I'm just so happy to be part of this group and that my friend Tanya of Visayo invited me here. I jumped right in. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. Poor Jimmy. I'm going, I didn't even see in the back office that there was an explanation exactly how to get up to pay for it to go through MetaMask. Had I done that, I would have saved myself a lot of craziness. But anyways, I'm in, and I was so glad to be paired with Jennifer because we're on the same wavelength. I'm into health and healing, and I'm working with a new technology and introducing people to it that helps heal yourself through light. And we had such a good conversation, and I ended up talking the whole time because she said, you already know about me. I go, yeah, and we've got so much in common. So it was really helpful that she got me to think more about, because I was going on and on and on, to really rein it in. So I was happy to be with Jennifer, and we're going to follow up with one another.
I'm going to give you guys some homework. So we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit more, Lynn, to help you and everyone else. So let's close out with Gillian. And then I'll give some closing remarks. Go ahead, Gillian.
Hi there. I just had to come on and big up Kristen Ruth since she did such a good job of bigging me up. I had a really positive session with Kristen, and we kind of bonded over childhoods. And it was really wonderful she really just got my concept and my book and my vision. And so it just made me feel really happy that I'm on the right path, and like somebody could see it really clearly. So I was explaining, which must mean it's clear in my head, because I've been trying to get like really clear and know that this is my purpose and stuff like that. So it was a really joyful breakout room, and I just want to thank you for allowing me to pop into that tonight. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. We love hearing that. All right. Well, thank you, Gillian, and thank you, everyone else. I want to do a couple things here. One, let me give you your call to action for the day. Adora was calling me on her way to take care of her daughter, and just wanted we might have gave you too many, so we want to narrow it down for today. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to get very, very clear on your emotional statement and the impact of that, that statement, and then of course making sure that it's outcome based. Okay, and so. Chris says Jillian. Okay, Jillian, not Gillian. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. I should have asked you, Jillian. All right, so get very clear on your emotional statement of impact, and that is outcome based. And what we want you to do is go back into school. Jennifer's going to drop the link in here where you can do this. Put it in school, and then so that's number 2. And then number 3 is all of you do exactly what you're doing here. Take the time today just to give, just to appreciate somebody, and go into school and comment on each other's. right? How many of you would love to get feedback from like not just one or two people, but from everybody? I just like we want these, we want you to help them perfect their statement. Right. That's the beauty of this community. I mean, long term, you're going to see like when you have, hundreds of comments and things like that in this community long term, there's going to be so many people that just what I always say collapse timeframes because you're getting so much input and masterminding with some great people. Right. So Jennifer just dropped it in there. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. The engagement thread. So get very clear on your emotional statement of impact that is outcome based. So, put that together, write it down, kind of like what Jennifer went through with Adora. Then put it in school right here on this thread. And then for the rest of you, your other CTA is just give feedback and participate. The greatest gift that you can give today is encouraging each other, right? One of the greatest gifts you can do today is encourage each other and give some feedback to help everybody perfect their statement. Now, some of you, even if the feedback is like, wow, that was amazing, Laura, you don't need, I don't know if I could give you any more feedback. That was a really good statement. Just even like that. The gift of encouragement is free, right? I've been given that gift from God. So like, I just want to encourage you guys to do the same thing in these type of communities, especially because that's what, once you're done here, what ends up happening, right? We leave and we go back to the real world, right? Where we're not like, inoculated and protected with all this energy and things like that. We get beat up. And so it's always good to have that inside of this group. All right. So with that, the last thing I want to share with you is that we have some big things happening. Don't forget, Dennis Waitley is this Friday. So please invite. If Google him if you don't know who that is. I've in my library, he was like one of the first, mentors, silent mentors that I've ever had. So you definitely want to make sure you're ready for Friday. Let me take you through the week. Tuesday, you have Adora. Wednesday, if enough people request it, I'm going to do an incentive-based training, incentive marketing, to show you how to use incentive marketing for yourself, but also how to get ready for next week when we bring in Sean Osborne. Sean Osborne, you can Google him. He's just finished with John Maxwell, all his top coaches, and he is known in this space as one of the top elite email copywriters, how to build your list, all that kind of stuff. Put your list on autopilot, things like that. So you definitely want to make sure that, there you go. Jennifer just said a whole week of this stuff with him. It's going to be amazing. So you want to definitely get ready for that. All right. And so Wednesday, I'll do that. And then Thursday, and it may even be tomorrow, we're going to have DMA coming back. Hopefully we have her come back to help, take you guys even a little deeper and into like getting to more of what your outcome-based results, right? So that's coming. And then Friday we have Dennis Waitley, and then next week, Sean Osborne's coming. So I want to share that with you because please invite some other people. Like tell people about this challenge. Do you guys know that we have like 20 some testimonials? We're putting it together right now already. I mean, they're just starting to come in and we're not even getting rolling yet. So imagine, 90 days from now when hundreds of these, right? And stories of people winning. So that is we start every day with this in mind. We want to see people get results. Okay. We want this community to get results. And that is what we're focused on. And so when you're focused, whatever you focus on expands. And that's currently what we're after, is to make sure that, and Dora said, Jimmy, I want people to know that they're getting, because she knows who I am, and we know each other in terms of, Jennifer, we've all spent a lot of money on masterminds. I'm in a 25K one right now as we speak. But there was one year I had two 25K masterminds going. So, I mean, we all get that. We understand it. We want this community for $97 a month or $1,000 for the year to have that kind of an experience. Okay. And when you see the calendar as it unfolds here in the next few weeks, you guys will be totally blown away. So why am I sharing that with you? Because I want you to tell other people. Right? When you have a good gift, do you hold it to yourself and and keep it to yourself? No, you want to give it to other people, and that's what we have here inside of the DIVA Network. So please let people know what's coming up this week. Let them know what's coming up next week, and then after that, we have the great Ryan Allaire coming. Right, Sheila? Ryan Allaire, who is one of the top people for direct mail. You might be saying, "Well, I don't want to do." No. Listen, that's what he's known for, but he has other wisdom that he can impart in you in terms of helping you grow your business. See, The people we're bringing in is designed to help you collapse time frames so you can be successful faster. Anybody want that? Anybody want to be successful faster and make a bigger impact faster? Absolutely. That's what this challenge is all about. And so just make sure, help us out, help you out, help the community out by letting people know that there's something going on in the middle of the day during their lunch break that they can join an amazing community and grow with it, right? So with that, Jennifer, I'm gonna let you, Jennifer Cosavant, one last thing. Go ahead.
I have a question. In the school, is there two different communities? Is there one for, it's all one, like it's open public for everybody?
Well, no, they have to come through a DIVA, or I'm sorry,
Right, I understand.
Yep.
Because the link she just sent, I swear I've never seen this by, I probably have. So I'm just finding my way. That's all. I'm just finding my way through the school community. That's
So
Gotcha.
there is like the school community, and you want to make sure to find all of the Diva stuff that you are in the Diva Network community.
okay.
And like
That might be it.
different groups. Yeah, you're not the first person to ask me that.
So the DIVA Network community. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
if you click this link, it should take you in there, but if
I
make sure
did. I don't think I've ever seen it before. So yeah, thank you.
Okay.
You're in there.
I
You're
might have.
posting.
I don't know.
You're in
Thank
there. You're posting. She's in there. She's posting.
But if she clicks
Good.
on the links that I put here in the chat, it just opens
Mm-hmm.
it up directly without you going to school and having to find it yourself.
Yes.
Which is why I do that.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer, JKM, appreciate that. And Cross, we're gonna end with you, okay? One last one.
Yeah, I want to share this, Jimmy, because JK and Jennifer put this in the chat, and I started a self-development journey years before I ever got into leadership in my company. My company put through years and years and years and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of these different programs. And she's exactly right. None of those masterminds ever give you the opportunity to get in front of people and interact with a group of people like this. It's usually you get a bunch of preaching from somebody that's been successful, and you may get like a one-on-one meeting once a month with somebody that's been successful. But to have a group of people like this, and I'm going to tell you the truth too, I can learn only so much with somebody that's already been successful, because they forget what it's like to go through the grind. We're going through the grind together, so we're rising together. We're going to learn from each other faster than we're going to be able to take the tips from somebody that's made millions and billions of dollars and implement them into our day-to-day life. It all comes together in a big package, but the fact that we're here doing it together is so powerful.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jim. We definitely need that testimonial too. All right, awesome. All right, everybody, do me a huge favor, unmute yourselves and get some energy going, leaving this this challenge today. Come on, let me hear it. Thank you,
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, Kristen.
Have an amazing day, everybody. We love you. We'll see you soon. Thank you.